From my experience, there are around three major ones. And one which you cannot underestimate is social cultural norms or social cultural barriers. A lot of the market women didn't start off easy. The cultural norms always say they should stay home, look after the children, till the land, or must get permission if they are to participate in business. That in itself becomes a deterrent. Then when they set up the business, it is understood culturally that all the income or value or the money they make, they must first send it back to the husband at home. Then he's the one who decides how to distribute the money. That is a barrier, because now when they start the business, they cannot grow it because they will earn some money out of it, but not all the capital goes back into the business. And anyway, even sourcing capital becomes a problem for them. They lack formal identification. You wake up in the morning, they just go to the market, they put there the tomatoes, onions, greens, whatever they provide in the market, mainly foodstuffs, because that's what people walk into the market every day. But some of them have clothes and small accessories that they can provide, but it's really consumer goods. You find they are not formally identified as businesses, and in some cases even don't have identification as themselves. And if you look at financial inclusion in itself, first you must identify financially, then also be able to be recognized. You have to have an identity, first of all, as a person, then a financial identity, in order to be financially included. So the other thing, of course, they lack funds. So they will stay within the same small capital that they can give. The other barrier they face is that whatever money they have, what they make, is conflicted with primary healthcare demands at home, because they will do their business, but if the child gets sick or a neighbor is in trouble, they are the ones who have that social responsibility to look after the family for the immediate needs. Because generally speaking, maybe the head of the house or the family, the husband, may be able to cover some of the, big requirements, like maybe rent or shelter. But these requirements of every day, the child is not well, there's no food today, the neighbor has a problem, the community needs your participation. You find those requirements on the day-to-day clash with some of the business needs. So these four areas are the ones which I believe affect the market women. The word open air in itself is out in the open. So they face some risks. That's different from barriers. They may face some security risk for their money. You find that even when they sell, they hide the money somewhere, they wear it in something, then they wrap it in another thing and hide it somewhere. So you find that they were struggling even with the safekeeping of their funds. So by encouraging to bank in itself is one of the solutions given them, to encourage them to bank. But right now, with the innovations in tech and our partnership with telcos, these ladies use mobile money, so money can be deposited onto their account. But even as the bank, one of the solutions we've done is by integrating with the telcos, a person can have their money, put it on their mobile phone by deposit on mobile money, and also be able to transfer it to the bank with a bank wallet to bank, and vice versa. So that market woman, instead of sitting with her money open air, you can deposit it at a mobile money or at a mobile agent. So one of the things the banks did well was to develop mobile agents. You'd be amazed in terms of what we call throughput, or the flow of deposits, in terms of usage. Now around 70% of the walk-in banking is more at the agent than in the branch. These women, they want to bank as they sell, because they know that their money is going to be protected and they can receive a receipt on the phone. And that is the most important thing, because at least the amounts involved are quite small, so they don't want to lose them, and they accumulate it over time. Then we have also developed ways to support them when they're in groups. They pull their resources together, they set up groups, and some of them have rotating, what you call, money that they lend each other within a circle. And so we've developed digital solutions for the circle so that they can do digital bookkeeping through *247#. They can put down their money, and then at any one time they can say that us who are in this group, maybe this women association, our money is put together, and then they pool resources. So every so often, someone can benefit from the saving. They may save even as small as 5,000 shillings a week, and then they keep on rotating it. But the digital solution helps them not to worry about whether their money is there or not, because all members, when they open the solution, they can see that the money is there. And this has been very helpful for them to grow and also help each other to invest. Because if it's your next cycle to buy, last week it is we supported so and so to buy, the money just moves around in a rotation. So digitally, those are the two major areas: supporting them digitally in their groups, supporting them to set up digital identity through the mobile money, and also through the bank wallets. That has been very, very important. And at the same time, it enables them to have a record of what they were doing, because some of them know how to read and write, some of them don't. But technology has enabled us to have a tracker. So this lady can say, let me check in my phone and see when I sent this money. Let me check here. Or I go to the bank and get, even using my phone, I check my bank statement. This has given not only financial empowerment, but also financial identity. And remember, if you try and understand what financial inclusion is about, it's important. It talks about access to useful and affordable financial products. The digital solutions and agency banking, they're very efficient. You don't have to go far. Remember, if we hadn't developed digitally, that market woman would have to cross 2 roads, take a taxi, and go and bank the money. But now, right next to, after selling, the money is secure, kept digitally next door, maybe through an agent, and then they can track it digitally. And the financial identity remains. Of course, there are some risks, cyber risks, I must mention, that come with the digital movement. As I mentioned, there's always someone who's trying to take advantage, but we keep them informed on how to use, to share, not to share their pins, how to keep their phones properly, the kind of information they should save on the phone, similarly, so that we can help them to be steady, as we call it, to be steady. One of the policies that I believe has supported women from a, should I say, national point of view or government point of view, was the laws that were passed that made it very clear that the women can own land. One of the things with regard to financial inclusion, you want the ladies needed to access finances at some point which are a little bit higher than the small loans they used to get. And you'd find they have to give some collateral in some instances when they want to expand, when they want to build a business, when they want to set up small housing units, rentals. So at some point, I believe they could not own land. Now they can own land. That was a very, very big one in terms of empowering them to own land, or what we call chibanja. They can actually transact. It's a big form of empowerment in terms of policy. The other policy initiatives that came out is some of the government programs that you hear of, what's like parish development model, where some of the women are involved in groups that at county level that qualify to get money from the parish funds through the parish development model. For the younger ladies, maybe in the youth program, which was called Myoga. But early days was what they call internally, but the women were not necessarily focused on. But of late, the very first women-based only government program, which is sponsored by the World Bank, which is the GROW, the GROW project, which is growing fully something to do with the developing women. Rwanda Private Sector Foundation Uganda, PSFU. This is a women-only initiative. Funds have been availed for the banks to support women at a very affordable rate. And as a policy, I think it's a very good one. So it has empowered us as the banks. We have 5 banks which have been accredited to participate. And this, what we call the micro businesswoman, has been catered for. We have, they can lend within the range from $1,500, I mean, which is like 5 million, up to maybe 35,000, depends on the windows that you go in. But there are some more details on that on the PSFU growth financing facility, which we are very excited to be a part of. So we will be looking forward to supporting more of the women. In terms of policy outside of that was government-wise, but in terms of the bank, we've set up specific products for women, which is what we call Equimama. Equimama works in such a way that your typical banking loan would demand that you have collateral, but Equimama does not require collateral. When you are a registered group, you borrow up to 3 million each, and then you can have like communal accountability for various projects as long as you're associated together. The other one we have added on is some medical insurance for the members, those who partake of Equimama. Why did we include some insurance? It's because your typical market woman doesn't have that time to go very far to access medical, because they are going to go and line up at these other hospital, government free hospital, and where they're in the queues. So by giving them some insurance, medical insurance, it gives them some empowerment. With that medical card, they can get some outpatient treatment in a more nearby private or clinics where they don't have to go very far or line up too long. It was just an addition to support them, that they don't struggle when they get like a health issue. They don't want to go very far away from their stall. And yeah, policy-wise. And we also decided as a bank to try as much as possible to train them as a solution. So we do have financial literacy trainers, because typically a bank, as you know, I think Francis did work with us before, you'd have just bankers, but now we have a team of what we call financial literacy trainers who go out there and meet these ladies and train them in groups. Yeah, for market women, we've specifically taken the group approach. Yeah, so those are the policy that I'm aware of, and I'm sure many are underway or being worked on by various bilateral institutions, where we have all recognized that the women drive the economy. I would say data. I would say we have the various women are using the devices, they're accessing the digital solutions, but we are not gathering this information together to their advantage. This is where I see we can actually do more for them. If in the world of what they call artificial intelligence or machine learning, they should be able to say, this lady has been doing this and that for a long time. There is a trend about them, apart from the score, which we need for growing. But the trend could lead them to information. We should, if they're using a feature phone, what we call the thing, locally we call it kabiditi, that small phone. There is a justification, there's a case for them to upgrade maybe to a smartphone, and we link them to other women, because we have information about their fellow business women. We have information about the value chains in which they participate. So I think we can use technology to enhance their business. Go back to the point I mentioned about, on top of capacity building, productivity gain. How do we create more business for this lady? How do we link that business to the market that they need to supply to using the technology? We need to take it to the next level. Not just have them on mobile, not just have them digitally identified, but how do we link them to the business network? We should do a bit more there. We have not. I believe we should. That's where I feel we should do a little bit more.